A big hello to you. I hope I find you well. It's so great to see you. I'm Jenny Kirk, welcoming you up here to Weir Yard. And today we're going to be talking about bargains, not least because Alexandra Palace was on last weekend at the time of filming, and model shows, big and small alike, are always a great place to have a rummage, see what's available and pick up a bargain, as well as picking up all those other little bits and pieces that we need for making our little model empires. And I did the rounds. There was a lot of different traders in attendance, and I actually picked up 3 different items. I was very restrained, so I'm sure that the cupboard monkey will breathe a sigh of relief. But 3 different traders, 3 great prices, and I'm going to be showing you those in today's video. And it has to be said that I saw a lot of good deals from quite a few of the other retailers as well, and the only reason I didn't pick them all up was in the main because I already had the stuff. It's a sign of having far too much stuff. But no, it is not possible to have too much. You're always just one locomotive short of what you really truly need, and if you buy that locomotive, then you're still one locomotive short of what you truly need. But before Alexandra Palace, we also paid a visit to Arcadia Models over in Shaw. And this is a shop that I do mention quite a bit. We've had so many great deals from there. It's one of the most comprehensive stocked shops that I've seen, and he has all the locomotives out in display cabinets so that you can actually see everything before you buy, and it's just a really great atmosphere in there. He'll always make you a cup of tea or coffee, and such an amazingly comprehensive range to browse. And we've talked about his second-hand table actually. It's something that is always very keenly priced. I've had so many great buys from there, and certainly when I was talking to Tim when I was there, he says quite a few of you guys as well have found it now, so it's getting a little bit trickier, but you know, if you're the first one there, then you get first dibs. And I did manage to pick up a couple of new old stock items actually from him. He's got some great deals, not just on second hand, but on some new items as well. So I picked up a couple of items, and he told me actually about one of the others. I didn't pick it up, but it's there, and I'll talk a little bit about it in the video. So come with me in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Everybody loves a bargain. I know you guys do. Come with me and I'll show you what I got. We always love a bargain here on this channel, and because we're all about the community, we do like to let you know about the bargains that are out there. Now, this weekend just gone, I've been away at Ali Pally, and I will show you some of the pickups that I got at some really great prices there. But first of all, earlier in the week, the Cupboard Monkey and I actually went on a trip up to the northeast, to Durham in fact, and on the way we took the opportunity to call in at Arcadia Models in Shaw. And whilst we were there, it's always great to have a frisk of his second-hand bargains table. As I've said before, it's always fast moving, the stuff is priced to sell, and it's always worth having a frisk if you pop in. Plus, he has very comprehensive stocks of pretty much anything else you can imagine, and also on the shelf, available to scrutinise before purchase, a whole host of, you name the country, if there's a model locomotive or item of rolling stock available, he has it in stock. And it was actually really interesting to take a look at some of the Czech locomotives that he had in the cabinet. Incredibly interesting and beautiful models. It's also something I should point out that he does also match on price the major box shifters, so you can buy with confidence knowing that you're getting a great deal. And there were some great deals to be had when we were in there, and one of them was this. It's the Hornby Drummond 700 class, and it was available in a number of different running numbers and identities. And I actually bought the Lake Crest version at the time, and it actually is a really good locomotive. And it's been a sterling performer here on Weir Yard. And when I was in there, it had a number of these, which are brand new items at a bargain markdown price. Or at least it was really the most favourable price I've seen them in at all anywhere else. So I'm just going to show you the end here. £75. Yes, that is the correct price. And this is our 3240 BR Early Drummond 700 class. And we've got all that information on the back of the box as well about the class. Originally London South Western Railway locomotive. This was one of the flagship releases from Hornby a number of years ago. And this is brand new. This is not second hand. It's just new old stock, and it's just selling them at an incredibly good price, just to make some space for other stuff. And I've already got it out the box, so we don't need to dwell on getting it out of there. And here it is. And as you can see, really, really great model, and all the accoutrements that you would expect from a recent tooled Hornby model. Full detail, runs just perfectly. And the other thing I really like about the Hornby locomotives is this semi-permanent tender and loco connector. You can see there, just stops any risk of those wires getting strained. Has an 8-pin decoder socket in the tender, although I would say it is a little bit space starved, so I would recommend the smallest of decoders that you can find. And I know that Trainomatic do the micro range, which are a smaller form factor. And really, in all honesty with you, it's quite a tight fit in there. I wouldn't want to try and fit sound into one of these, but the smaller decoders just make your life a lot easier to get these DCC fitted. And we've got all that backhead detail too. It's a really great model, and I have to say, I've never seen them that cheap. And at the time of filming, about a week since I was there at Arcadia Models, and £75, and he had more than one of them. So really, really great model. But that wasn't the only bargain priced new stuff that he had. And I have to say that it was quite clear that some of you guys have been in there and cleared out a second-hand table. And there were some good things on there. It's just I don't do Class 66s. But he did have some other new old stock great bargains that I found. And the W4 Peckett from Hornby in the guise of Nicklaus. You remember that in like the kind of works leaf green. Now I do have an earlier release in the same green colour, which was a house colour for Peckett locomotives. So basically if you didn't specify a colour, that's what they sort of natively came looking like. With the name Nicklaus, and he had those at an incredible price. I've not seen them as cheap as he had them, and he did have quite a few. So if you're after a W4 Peckett, and he did also have a good stock of decoders as well, including TTS sound decoders. So there's a number there which I haven't seen in stock anywhere else for a little while. So best bet is ring him up and just check out what he's got. But I also got this, which is one of the Heljan, I think there is a TTV tanker. So this is just listed on the box as a B tank. It had a couple of different versions, actually. There was a red one, I think it was like a molasses tanker. But this particular one is departmental ADB 999041, number 1105, item 1105, in the plain black, £20.50, which actually is the best price I've seen these for. Actually, when you can find them, these for some reason Heljan haven't really done much in the way of re-releasing these, so I'm just going to try and slide that out of the box. It's already been out once because you know you don't buy these things and not look at them, but we've got some interesting packaging design, more akin to what you'd expect from locomotives. So let's just get her out of the blister pack, and funnily enough the couplings just come in this little packet here, and the tanker itself is obviously different to the TTA tankers, and this is going to be a great addition for the TMD here on Weir Yard. But look at that, for the money you're also getting sprung buffers. And as I said, when I was in there, he had a number of these just tucked away at the back. And I haven't seen these actually out and about for quite some time. It is a great model. I do like all of the correct spacing there on the chassis, the dual vacuum cylinders. And as you can see, we've got the NEM pockets in place, but the couplings are in that little detail bag. So this is actually a really nice model. I'm surprised that Heljan haven't released more of these, and like the walkway and all of that detail on the top is truly superb. And when you compare that £20.50 to what you would pay for a lot of the tank wagons of this type, or similar type like the TTA that are coming out, that is actually a really good price, and it does give you some variety in your wagon fleet. And the departmental one's certainly great for anybody, say, who's got a TMD style depot. These would be perfect, usually being used for probably something like waste lubricating oil, or such like, or maybe even diesel if it was being tripped to a smaller loco servicing point from somewhere else where they had big bunded tanks maybe. But certainly these in departmental use did get used for an awful lot. Certainly even water carriers was not unusual for various purposes. But that's a really nice purchase. So that's what I got from Arcadia Models, and it's well worth dipping in, checking them out, and certainly, like I say, the second-hand table is always worth a frisk. Over the weekend, it's also been Alexandra Palace, and it was so great to meet so many of you guys there. But of course, there was plenty of stalls with plenty of stuff on display, and as is my wont, did the rounds. I was quite restrained actually, but there were some really great buys. And this first one came from Anoraks Anonymous. We've talked about them quite a bit. I've seen them at the Doncaster show on a number of occasions, and like I say, the stuff that they have on their stand, it's good quality, but it is priced to sell. And at the Doncaster show, I got that Class 08 shunter for a really great price at £69. And at Alexandra Palace, I wasn't disappointed. Went and had a look and managed to find this E4 tank in Southern Olive Green for £69. This is the Bachmann model. They were out a little while ago and certainly cost more than that when they were brand new. And I really quite like them. I got one in London, Brighton and South Coast Railway livery, which is actually two-hand here. So you might remember this. I've run it a lot. I do love this livery, but the later Southern livery really is nice too. So we've got the little bit of the class history on the back, but these are great models, sterling performers, and the only thing a little bit unusual about them is they take a 6-pin decoder. I guess if they were being released now, these would be a prime candidate for Next 18 decoders. Now we do get some additional detailing that is all in here. This is mint, absolutely mint. So even though you're paying a bargain price for second hand, it has all the hallmarks of pretty much being new old stock. A lot of great weight to this, and you can see there, really is superb at like £69. That you just can't say no for that. It's a great finish, everything that you would expect from a Bachmann model. Really reliable performer, pickup across all 6 driving wheels, just with wipers on the back. Couplings, slimline tension locks in NEM pockets at both ends. And then we've got this kind of quite a lot of lateral movement in this radial truck, and it does go from side to side as well. And it's a good arrangement, actually. It does work really, really well on the track. All the brake rigging is already attached on this. I think it came from the factory like that, but I can't be certain. But either way, no need to bother with that. It is already in place. And a little bit of cab detail inside there too. All in all, a really great model. £69, Anoraks Anonymous. If you do see that they're at a show, really go and have a frisk because there was some really great bargains on that table. Now, the next one up is actually from quite an unusual source in some respects. And you know that I love my A4s. We recently did that All the A4s video. And actually, since that was recorded, even though I know the Cupboard Monkey missed out a couple of the locomotives by accident, the footage got overlooked. This is actually number 3 that I've bought since recording that. Although this particular one, which is 31-964, William Whitelaw is actually the same identity as the TT one that we did the review on, but now I've got her in a 00 as well. And just in case you're wondering, there's the price on it, £149.95 with sound, and that's not TTS sound, that's an ESU lock sound that's in here. So well worth the money. And this was one of the things that was on the DCC Concepts store, and it's something that I've mentioned this in passing before. When DCC Concepts had a shop out in Australia at Naval Base in Western Australia, they were as well as stocking the DCC Concepts own brand products that we're all familiar with, they also carried a full range of things like locomotives, rolling stock, track, all the other things that you would expect from a more general model shop. And when the Western Australia Naval Base shop shut down, they actually shipped all of the unsold stock back to the UK, and the DCC Concepts own brand stuff, that all got sold on. But there was kind of a limbo with items of locomotives and rolling stock, and after all these years they're now releasing these onto the market, selling them only at shows. And so this is a brand new locomotive. But the USP of DCC Concepts in Australia was that every locomotive got DCC fitted or sound fitted. It was like their thing, obviously being DCC specialists. So this locomotive has been fitted by them in Australia with the ESU lock sound in there, and I'm really pleased to pick it up for what is actually now a real bargain price for an A4. It's the most recent iteration of the Bachmann tooling, and that gives it plenty of weight. DCC ready, 8-pin socket in the locomotive, but actually it's a well thought out design which gives you plenty of room for stay-alives and sound fitting. But on this, interestingly enough, you can see there's a couple of wires go across to the tender for the speaker, so I'm going to be really interested just to see what the sound is like from this, but I'm going to have to be just a little bit careful. And funnily enough, I'm just looking in there and I'm sure I can see a stay alive. I'm going to have to look that up, but certainly I wouldn't be surprised if actually this included something like a stay alive. But a really great bargain. They were selling stuff throughout the day, and it includes continental stuff, a lot of Roco, Crocodiles, Swiss outline, Österreich Bundesbahn outline, locomotives, electric, diesel, and some great bargains to be had. I saw a number of Heljan class 15s, class 28s get sold, and some rolling stock as well, and a lot of which, because this is new old stock from quite a few numbers of years ago, it's at a really good price, and it's stuff that can often be hard, if not impossible, to find these days. So do look out for the DCC Concept stands at shows where they are. Now, the final item that I picked up at Ali Pali, and I was being very, very restrained, and this was from Ellis Clark Trains. And again, Ellis Clark Trains, I think I recommended this before I went away, one to go and take a look at because stuff is very much priced to sell, and they didn't disappoint again. I went and had a good rummage, and as you can see here, £30 for a pristine, as new in box, triple set of factory weathered vans, but there's a little quirk about these. There you go, 38-161Z, and this was a TMC limited edition, and I'm a sucker for any limited editions. So these would have actually been quite expensive back in the day, certainly almost impossible to find now, all sold out from TMC, and yet look at that, that box is mint, absolutely mint condition. And I can see here actually it's never, I don't think this has ever been opened. So yeah, look at that, I'm breaking the seal here. I'm just going to open that up, and yeah, we're the first people to be inside here, and we've got these 3 vans. I'm just going to, yeah, you can see there that the overspray on the weathering on the wheel treads, there is no, these have never ever been run. So factory weathered, great vans actually from the Branchline range. They're probably close to £30 RRP from Bachmann if you were to buy the current main range version. Oh, look at that, we've got some chalk markings as well. That really does bring these alive. It was something that Bachmann started doing a little while ago, and certainly there's some great characteristics you can get on wagons. I hadn't realised that they actually had that, because for some reason they were inserted into the box with that chalk marking facing the other way. There we are. So there's a Walsall that it's got written there. I'm actually really pleased with these £30. So that's £10 per wagon, and you'd pay at least twice, if not 2.5 times, I guess, for the same wagons brand new from the Bachmann main range for the current releases. So there we are. I wonder what chalk markings this has. There we are. Bedford and Pancras. So that'd be St Pancras 13/4. So I'm really pleased opening these up, actually more so now that we've got them out of the box. So, yeah, these get better and better. Pristine, never ever run on a layout, with the factory weathering, with the additional chalk markings. And I paid, well, £10 per wagon from Ellis Clark trains, and never disappointed from what they had. They had a lot of continental and US style stuff on their stand, actually, it must be said. So if you're a US or continental modeler, there was actually a lot on offer from the various different places. And I did also see some really, really nice brass kits, completed and painted kits of American Outlight stuff, going for not actually that much money. So if you're into that kind of thing, certainly shows like Ali Pali, well worth going to. But that's my bargain pickups. Well, I hope you really enjoyed today's video and found it informative, and I would love to hear from you in the comments section down below. What did you think about the bits and bobs that I picked up? And what did you think about Alexandra Palace if you were there? Were there some great bargains? What did you pick up? I'd love to hear from you. And certainly I did meet a lot of you guys. So great, so humbling to meet the audience of the Monday Club. And I know that you were all having a great time. So do let me know in the comments section. Don't forget as well that you can head on over to our Patreon store and help to support the channel to keep making the videos that you want to see. Also, don't forget that we've got a full merchandise store, which is oh, there it is, just down there. Hello. And we've got a full range of goodies that you can purchase and be resplendent in your hoodies, t-shirts, or maybe drinking from your branded mug as well. So until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Offshore Allen, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Sparky107107, George Botterini, Chris Moss, Robert Steers, Sam Yates, Dale Williams, John N from NC, NYMRish, Jonathan Foster, Peter, Clifford Ison, Larry W. Grant, NI Railways 4000 class, Ian Coulson, Alan Dickerson, Eddie Popper, Karen Nichol, Medwin Williams, Crossways Point Junction, 3B Rail, Jennifer Horton, Trains with Nick, and Simon Snow. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.